Alright, sorry that there was a bit of a problem with the Teams meeting recording in such a way that it actually didn't show my screen. Meaning, or rather, it showed my screen, but it's not the desired parts, so to speak, right? So I'm just gonna show you this again. It's because it's a fairly important concept which will be covered in the final exam, and regardless of the final exam, really, if you want, because when you learn Java programming, chances are you learn it because you really want to learn about object-oriented programming or modular programming, and so it's very important for us to learn about methods, or the possibility of creating several methods inside one class, right, in such a way that we make the methods somewhat as if they are modules or objects, right? So what happens in Java programming is that we'll have these classes, and then we also have these things called methods, right? And if you see methods, there are several things that we want to keep track of. First, we have this public, then we have static. Static just means that you're creating the method inside a particular class, and when you put a static, that just means that you don't have to create another class for it, right? So meaning that you can just put it inside that particular class. Put it static means the method is inside that particular class, and void here, on the other hand, actually means this particular method is not returning anything, right, to any other methods, right? And then we have the name of the method and what it is expecting as an input, right? In particular, here it's expecting a string. I suppose these are those strings that we have within the method main, right? So by the same token, we can create other methods. For example, I can create a method which is also public and which is also static because it resides in the same class, and I can create a method which is void like this, meaning it's not expected to return anything, right? And then I can name it something, let's say supplement or something, right? And I can say, for example, I can just leave it empty like that, meaning it is not expecting any kind of prompts or any kind of input from another method, from the calling method. And then I just put the curly brackets, and then I can just put maybe just a simple command, just so long it's not returning anything, right? For example, I can say print something else from next method or something like that, right? All right. So here, technically speaking, I'm already done with my two methods. The only thing missing is the calling method, meaning to say that here inside the main, I should be calling for supplement to happen, right? For example, I can just do something like this, right? And I am pretty much done. I can then run it. And as you can see there, I will have hello world from the first method, which is main method, and then the next hello world, which is being called by the main method, right? So this is a sample, very simple sample of a void type of a method, right? Of course, we can do something else as well. We can do something in the lines of, for example, supplement 3, for example, right? And then we are expecting a kind of input from the calling method. For example, here 3, we can consider 3 as an integer, so you can just say integer, and you can name it anything at all. Basically, we are declaring a variable here, vari or something. Just call it vari, integer vari, right? So this is the number, for example. So we just do something like this, and then plus vari, right? So what we're doing here is just basically we're just giving an output inside the next method called supplement, and the output is based off of a number or an integer supplied by the main method, right? So we'll just run that and see how it goes. Right, So here we have hello world, this is the number tree, right? Of course we can change the number and have it run and get a different result there. So now it's 6, we should be getting 6 here as well, right? So that's how it goes, right? So this is a very simple method, but as you can see here, it might not seem to make a lot of sense, because why would you want to do something like that when you can just type this inside here, right? But here is where it gets powerful, because I know how to do this and I can potentially do this, I can then also potentially have someone else write this particular method and turn it into whatever I want. Meaning to say that I can turn it into something really quite powerful. For example, I can do something like this. For example, let's say I can say, what's your number, or something like that, right? Let's say it's 1 here. Then I can just say, if vary equals 1, then there'll be a different, right? Using else if vary equals 2, then we'll get a different kind of output. For example, amazing, something like that, right? So we can run it. So 1 is it's amazing. If it's 2, it becomes amazing. For example, right? So you can have something like that as well. And by extension, we can also say, you know what? I want a method which returns something, returns an integer, for example, right? And we have then we can have something like this. For example, integer a is equal to supplement 2 right. So you can just say return value 3, for example. So we should be getting 6. Okay, here what's happening is that I'm telling supplement that I'm changing the method supplement into an integer returning supplement. So it will return something, right? It will return an integer, right? And it is also expecting an integer. Let's check if that is doable, right? So supplement here is being called by the main method, and 2 is supplied as the integer variable here, right? So 2 will then be supplied to supplement, and 2 will be stored in the memory space called vary, right? So that's one thing. Next is vary, or rather the supplement method will return an integer, which is vary, which is in this case 2, right, times 3, so that makes it 6, right? So it will return it to the calling method, which is the main method. But then we also have to do something with it, meaning to say that we need to store it somewhere. So here we're just using a variable declared in main, and the variable is called a, and it's an integer variable. So now the result of whatever is being done in supplement will be saved into a, right? A will be a memory space allocated for keeping that value of 6 in this particular case, right? But of course this doesn't really make sense if we don't then show what is a, right? So we're going to show what is a here. Right, resulting number, something like that, right? Then we just have a being shown here, and then we just run it. Right, so resulting number there is 6. Let's change a slight bit. Okay, so with that, let's just make a very simple change just to check whether we got this right. You can change this to 6. 6 times 3 is 18, so we should be getting 18. Right, and so we get 18, then we change it here 6 times, let's change it to 4 or something like that. So it's just a simple debugging process, right, to check whether we get this correctly. So now we get 24. Right, so now you've gotten a fairly important concept, right, which is you can create more than one method inside a certain class, and with the method you can then do many things. For example, you can send something from a calling method. You can, by extension of course, you can add more methods, thereby creating an even more complex program, and or making it even more modular based, meaning here you can have, let's say for example, we can have one method and it is assigned to Caffrey, another method assigned to Shota, and so on, right? And so that is the lesson with regards to methods. And what I have is I have an exercise for you waiting in the LMS, right? So I need to sign in again. So it's an LMS. I have an exercise waiting for you. This week's exercise, exercise 4. And the question looks something like this, right? Create a Java program contains a void method. So you do this and that, and then number 2 is a different one, integer returning method, right? And then ask for number outputs according to that number, and then there's a little bit of loop with a sentinel, right? And then for number extends to 100, so here instead of the number being limited to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, we can also have 11, 26, 182, and so on and so forth. Right? So this is the exercise. Please give it a try, and then put it onto your notebook. So where is your notebook? First we will go to Teams. Just show you here. Just go to Teams. Right. So this is a means of us taking attendance for this, right? So we go to Java programming, right? Inside Java programming, there's this class notebook thing. Inside class notebook, you will see several things here. You will see, for example, your personal space, right? For example, and you just go to your personal space, you'll be able to see handouts, assignment files, and weekly exercises. So basically, I think most people will have weekly exercises and handouts. Weekly exercise and handout. So you just go to the weekly exercises, right? And then just click on a page. So inside the weekly exercises, you will see pages. You can add sections if you want, or if you don't want, you can just go to the section. And then if you want to, you can add page, but as of now, we will just stick with the exercise 4. So you just go to the page and just type exercise 4, and then just paste your code there. Right? So once you're done, you're done. The next time, maybe you'll have more exercises, exercise 5, 6, 7, for example. You can just add page, right? And then go to the page and then just name it accordingly. Exercise 5 and so on. Then you'll have exercise 4 and 5 and so on. Right? So I'm just going to delete that and let Caffrey do it on his own. Right? And I'm just going to delete this as well, right? So that he'll have the experience of doing that. And that's all it is actually. Right? So we'll just stick with this manner of class. Right? So thank you, and happy trying, and good luck.